Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, welcome. My name is Jordie James, and thank you so much for joining me for the next 15 minutes. The first thing I would like to wish you all a very happy Independence Day. I hope you had a great day, and I'm sending all my love and hugs to all those that are affected over that day with all the nasty things that happened. But I'm not going to go into them, but I'm just sending a lot of healing and a lot of hugs to those who were affected and in your Independence Day. So I hope you had a good long weekend. I spoke to a beautiful friend over in Seattle yesterday, and it's just a few things energetically have just gone a little bit awry, and it was quite interesting because, what was it, Saturday, I went to a workshop, and for some reason, some beautiful people decided to merge onto my lane from the highway. And it was quite interesting because of freeway. Because I was like, okay, what's this all about? Because I was running late to the workshop one. Then I had one nearly sideswipe me from the right-hand side, and then one sideswipe me from the left-hand side. And I was like, interesting. So on a metaphysical level and on an energetic level, how you read that is who is or what is affecting your journey, what is coming in that is blocking you. And normally from the right, it's future, and left is from the past, obviously. So today is really interesting because I just feel like I want to talk about what we can do to help us stay in our own lane and not be swayed or pushed off our own lane. And I just want to go back with my beautiful personal story in regards to when I was first starting out as a medium and a psychic. It was quite an interesting journey. And yes, you get a lot of pulls and pushes on which journey you're going to go on and how you're going to do this, and which mentor sort of steps up in front of you and goes, yeah, you can come into my workshop and things like that. It was just really interesting with this Saturday just gone. I was not the only one that was affected by this type of energy. And it was quite interesting because we sometimes do get thrown off our path. If it's not a person, it's an energy. And then we just try and hold on for dear life and hold on to those reins and make sure we're going in the right direction. But then it also makes you sit back and go, hang on a second, what have I missed? What's coming in that I need to take notice of so I can be more observant in my own journey? Because sometimes we do get taken off our journey or get pulled in a different direction by others. And it doesn't mean that they're overstepping their boundaries or anything like that, but we've just had to put ourselves on the back burner a little bit to be there and hold space for others. But what was really interesting about my journey with this energy that happened on Saturday was I'm changing a bit of my direction and changing a bit of my journey. And I just have to watch and wait and see and make sure that no one tries to push me off my lane or pushes me out of my lane moving forward in my journey. Because even though the industry that I'm in is quite interesting, it happens with everyone. We all have our own personal growth. We all have our own personal journey, but it's really important that others don't take over that journey in a sense, and we don't lose ourselves in the process. So that's my little tidbit for the day. It's a little bit of an inspirational thing today. And I have got my cards in my hand, but I haven't used them, so it's quite interesting. But the one that flew out before we even started was small steps. And it was all about making sure that you take a step at a time and you don't jump the hurdles. You actually get to the hurdle and see what it is and then go over it rather than going around it or over it. You've just got to sit there first and then move through it. So I hope that makes sense. Now I have the beautiful Dee from Wellington in Ohio. Hi Dee, how you going?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you, darling. Now I work psychically with what's going on around you and mediumshiply, which is connecting with loved ones. How would you like me to work for you today?
What do you mean?
So do you want me to read for you psychically with what's going on around you or connecting to a loved one?
Connecting to loved one, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Not a problem. Let me just blend with the beautiful spirit world for you. Oh, okay. So as I blend, I've got this beautiful lady stepping forward, and I don't want to say, I don't want to mix my words with her. I know that she is quite a determined lady. I know that she's a gentle soul as well, but I know that I wouldn't step in her way at all. It's funny, I was just talking about this, which is quite interesting. So as I blend with this lady, I feel like this is grandmother for you or grandma. I want to go grandma. And I do feel like she was always there for the family. I feel like she was very family orientated because I see a lot of children around her, like grandchildren and children. Would you understand this?
Yeah, I think.
Thank you. If I keep going with your grandmother, would you understand that she ruled the house like a tight ship? I know that there was not an iron fist, but I would understand that as I blend with her, that it was a beautifully well-oiled machine. I just feel like I want to go. I feel like she had a lot of children because I just feel like I want to make food by multiples. I don't want to just do one or two. I just feel like I want to always do multiples. Would you understand this?
Yeah.
Thank you. And would this be
Yes, I
grandmother
do.
on mum's side of the family?
Yes.
Would this be mum's mum? Thank you. And I'm just getting goosebumps. So I know that she's here. I know for you, darling, she wants to give you a big hug, but she also wants to say you keep stubbing your toes. Now, it may not be physically, but you keep tripping over things at this present moment because you're going way too fast. And she's telling me to tell you to slow down a little bit. I also know that she loved music because she's showing me a record player with records, but it's a portable record player. And I do feel that you may have received this as a present or may have received this as a child, but I know that I'm seeing an old portable record player. Would you understand this, Dee?
Yes, I had one.
Thank you. Thank you. And she's telling me that you need to put the records back on again and it's the old 45s. I feel like I want to go the old 45. There's a couple of singles or old 45s that you need to put on to pep you up because she used to have certain songs that used to, when she was feeling a bit low, she used to put the songs on to make her feel good or feel the breath in her lungs. There's something about feeling the breath in her lungs as well when she danced. Also, she's telling me to give you a cupcake with a little candle on it. So I don't know if there's a birthday coming up, but I want to acknowledge cupcakes with a candle. Would you understand this, Dee?
Yes.
Thank you. And
My
you can
birthday
say no.
just passed.
Oh, perfect. Because I just want to say you can say no if it doesn't make sense. But I just saw this little cupcake, like one cupcake with one candle on it. And I don't mean that you're alone, but it was just interesting because I feel you also celebrated on your own as well. So there's something about being around family, but also going happy birthday to me is what I'm feeling with that, is what she's giving me. Okay, now she's taken me back to reading books. Now, these books are Eden Blyton or children's books like The Faraway Tree, and she's acknowledging this around you as well. She's also, when she's talking about these books, would you understand that you've always wanted to write a children's book, or because she's showing me that you always used to write as a young child, you used to always write things or always copy things in books?
Yeah, I used to make up stories.
Thank you, because she's wanting to acknowledge that being in that imagination really makes you happy. So you need to do that again, if that makes sense, Dee. But I do feel like she's also with your grandfather. I do feel like grandfather is there as well. Would you understand your grandmother passed before your grandfather, though? Because I just feel like I want to go, she passed before him or she passed before. I just feel this. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Because I know that
Yeah.
he's stepping forward, but I know Nan's got the stage. It's like I want to call her grandma, actually. I don't want to call her Nan. I want to call her grandma. Um, and I
Yeah.
feel like when she has the podium or when she has her soapbox, you would definitely wouldn't be able to get it in a word in edgeways. I know she would be very, it's not opinionated as such as I feel, but I feel like she always had a point of view. Would you understand this?
Mhm.
Thank you. Now,
Exactly.
also, thank you. She's talking about mum as well, Dee, and she's talking about how is mum still here? Yes.
No.
Okay, because she's just talking about mum. Would you understand then, as I blend with this, I'm getting all lined up here. Would you understand that there was a little bit of distance with your mum before she passed, or there was something about getting to her as soon as you could? Because your grandma, I don't feel like mum's here, but grandma just said you got there in time or things were fixed before she passed. Would you understand this?
Yes.
Thank you. Awesome. But she just wants to give you a biggest hug. I've only got a couple of seconds left, but she wants to give you a biggest hug and make sure that you take time to listen to the music and dance and just don't trip over things on a metaphysical scale.
That is
This is
so
what I feel.
awesome.
So may I
Because
leave
that
that
was
with you, Dee?
between us, the dancing and the songs.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. All right. So I'll leave that with you, Dee. Thank you so much for taking my call and have a lovely week, everyone. Blessings and hugs, and I will chat to you next week. Bye for now.